Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Oakland Raiders. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready. 54 Mike. Check. Watch. Greystone, travel. All day. Sit up.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. Fights off the defender. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Now the 2nd down throw on target. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
15 line.
Makes it 3rd and 3.
Right.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass, a run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They're going forward with the option. option right. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, normally we focus on the media, right, the social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe some explanations.
He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is now Locke. He lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. 30. Past the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with. And oh, it's blocked. Oh, the Raiders have it. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry, it's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say. First quarter, we'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax. Whoa.
Bad move.
Double. 50 seconds left. Know your job. You got double time. Double time. Alert. Alert. Three down.
Block now on 1st down. And he'll find Moreau here. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. On 2nd down, it's Jacobs, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Second quarter from Oakland, the homestanding Raiders with the football here as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. This goes to the tight end, Eric Saubert. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Prescott got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. He's at the 40, 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability. This time, the extra point up and good.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Block now on first down. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a run with Edwards. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing his lock on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. As we find ourselves in Week 17, he's already well over the 1,000-yard mark. So there's no pressure there. We'll just see where this final tally ends.
And I love what you just talked about there. There's no pressure. There's pride, right? So the higher he can take that number and rank with his peers, everyone wants to be number 1. He wants to post that number like a good golfer, right? Post the best score and go to the clubhouse and kick back and see if anyone can match it.
Well, and he's the go-to guy here out wide. We'll see what they can do with him in this game. Defensively, they have a big challenge on their hands. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. That second down run, a big help. The 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first. They'll go option to the short side, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Final play of the half, Prescott. This is caught, and with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed, indeed. Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would...
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, third quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Elliott, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Prescott to throw it. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. It's caught, Cooper. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And this defense not giving him anything there, maybe a yard up to the 36.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Pollard. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That good for 19 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Here's Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. A first down throw for Prescott. And he rifles one incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Now, you don't see option pitches a whole lot in the NFL, but there worked out pretty well, resulted in a touchdown.
And it's hard for defenses because they don't see it very often, so the time in preparing each week is probably minimal. So when it comes at them, it's often a surprise. And what a nice job on the read, pitch to the running back, and he takes it all the way in for a touchdown.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half, Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Again, it's Edwards. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. The open man here, Renfro. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for Oakland. Back now in the East Bay. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Locked to throw for it on 4th. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. First down, Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott taking it in as his guys continue to pour it on. Oh, this is blocked. Oh, the Raiders have it. But he doesn't get it much further, taken down on the other side of the 50. Looked good for a second there, but it turns out just to be a missed extra point.
We have seen some exciting returns of blocked extra points. This one doesn't quite get into that level, but there had to be an anxious moment after it was blocked, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think sometimes they still forget on both sides when that block comes on a PAT that you can return it for 2. He got it across midfield there, just not close to the end zone.
Yeah, you noted that moment of hesitancy, didn't you? You know, it's blocked. It's like, oh, yeah, that's right. It can be returned, which means you have to get back and tackle him, too.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Block will try again on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the...
And the pressure gets to him again. Jalen Smith in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best day.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 21st touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Moore, up and good. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. On 1st down, Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Smith in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They look to throw. It's Locke. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot. The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And now here come the Cowboys. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And he'll sling that one in there. Complete to Cooper on the comebacker. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down. That's the #2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be #2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
15 yards on the play, 1st down.
You must be dreaming.
1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Locke, and that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, they'll throw with Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Here's Matt Weil now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cowboys, they'll wrap